About new topic metallurgy. So this is one of the important topic related to second year chemistry. This topic is very important for IP orientation and objective point of view. Okay, last class I discussed what is the meaning of metallurgy, what is the meaning of ore, what is the meaning of matrix. So the terms are explained. And next, what are the important ores in our regular life? So many ores are there related to oxide ores, carbonate ores, sulfur containing ores. So many ores are there. So that ores names are already discussed in last video, but and also explain concentration techniques. Now today I am going to discuss what is the meaning of concentration techniques and individual explanation for different concentration methods. Now first I am going to discuss concentration methods. Concentration methods or concentration of ores. Concentration of ores. First of all, what is the meaning of concentration? What is the meaning of concentration? Concentration means the removal of impurities from different ores. The removal of impurities from ores, that process is known as concentration. The removal of impurities from ores, that process is known as concentration. Now, some of the concentration methods are observed. First one, hand pickling method. Hand pickling method. First one, hand pickling method. Second one, washing method or gravitational method. Washing method or gravitational method. Washing method or gravitational method. Third one is magnetic separation. Magnetic separation. Fourth one is Froth flotation method. Froth flotation method. Fifth one is leaching method. Leaching method. Sixth one is MAC or the forest cyanide process. These are the some concentration methods. Now today I am going to discuss one of the important concentration technique, Froth flotation method. Okay. So this is a basic concept, froth flotation method. Now froth flotation method is one of the important concentration technique. Froth flotation method. Froth flotation method. Froth flotation method is one of the important concentration technique. What is the main advantage of froth flotation method? What is the main advantages of froth flotation method? Froth flotation method is used only concentrated sulfur related ores. Okay, so this method is only concentrated, only sulfur containing ores, like zinc sulfide, lead sulfide. The type of ores are concentrated, and also similar sulfide ores are separated. This method, like froth flotation method, is used to concentrated for sulfide ores, and different sulfide ores are separated. Okay, so the construction of the given instrument, construction process. Instruments. This instrument containing one beaker. This is a one beaker. This beaker contains pure sulfur containing ores. These dots are indicated as sulfur containing ores. These dots are indicates sulfur containing ores. These dots are indicated sulfur containing ores. And so the ores are generally exist solid state in nature. These ores are crushed. So this is converted to amorphous solids. So this is the amorphous solid. Means these ores are attained powder form. Okay. So this is a sulfur containing ore. And next one, this ore added with few drops of water. This ore added with few drops of water. This ore added with a few drops of water. First one beaker is taken. This beaker containing amorphous form of sulfur containing ores, and then added few drops of water. And then this beaker inserted one rotating paddle. This is the rotating paddle. This is a rotating paddle. What is the importance of rotating paddle? This rotating paddle is rotated. After some time, the rotating paddle is rotated. Such amount of froth is produced. Such amount of froth. This is the froth. Such amount of froth is produced. Okay. So this is the instrument for froth flotation process. And next one, in this process are working mechanism for froth flotation method. 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 Okay, students. So this method is observed. First, one beaker is taken. That beaker contains such amount of amorphous form of sulfur containing ores, and then these ores, this amorphous form of ores, added with a few amount of water. After some time, these two components are mixed by using rotating paddle. After some time, to produce few amount of froth. That resulting froth is very negligible. Okay, that situations, our aim is to create large amount of froth. To create large amount of froth. The large amount of froth is produced. The large amount of froth is produced by the addition of small amount of froth collectors. Small amount of froth collectors. What is the importance of froth collectors? What is the importance of froth collectors? Froth collectors are used to develop the large quantity of froth, to produce a large quantity of froth. So example, pine oil or sodium ethyl xanthate. Sodium ethyl xanthate. Pine oil or sodium ethyl xanthate. So one beaker is taken, that beaker containing amorphous form of ore, and then water is added after rotating by using rotating paddle to produce small quantity of froth, and then added froth collectors to produce large quantity of froth. That is the importance of froth collectors. Once again repeated in this point, what is the importance of froth collectors? Froth collectors are used to produce a large quantity of froth. To produce a large quantity of froth. That is the importance of froth collectors. That is the importance of froth collectors. And next one, to produce a large quantity of froth collectors. So these developing froth is unstable. By the addition of froth collectors to produce large quantity of froth. So the resulting froth is unstable. The resulting froth is unstable, but The unstable froth is added froth stabilizers to produce stable froth. So froth stabilizers. Froth stabilizers. What is the importance of froth stabilizers? What is the meaning of froth stabilizers? Generally, the resulting froth is unstable. So, this froth is easily collapsed within few seconds or within few minutes. The resulting froth is unstable. This froth is easily collapsed within minutes. This froth is easily collapsed within short time. In that situation, the resulting froth added some external components to maintain the stability of the froth. So the external components, the addition external components are known as froth stabilizers. Examples: aniline or cresol. Aniline or cresol. These are the froth stabilizers. Okay. Froth collectors, froth stabilizers. And next one, froth activators. Froth activators. So the froth collectors are added to produce large quantity of froth, and then automatically froth activators are added. Froth activators are added to produce maximum amount of froth. The given amorphous form of ore releases maximum amount of froth by the addition of froth activators. That is the importance of froth activators. Froth activators are used. Froth activators are used. These components are added to produce a large quantity or a maximum amount of froth. To produce maximum amount of froth. That is the importance of froth activators. Next one, froth separators. Froth separator. Froth separators, or other name is froth depressions. Froth depressions. Generally, the amorphous ore contains zinc sulfite and lead sulfite. The amorphous ore contains zinc sulfite and lead sulfite. These two ores are containing sulfur. These two ores are liberated froth, but the resulting froth added NaCN, sodium cyanide, or potassium cyanide. These molecules are known as froth depressions. So the resulting froth added with froth depressions to produce different colors. This is the froth and froth depressions, both are added to produce different colors. On the basis of colors, the froth is separated. The froth is separated. On the basis of colors, so zinc sulfide is exhibits one color and lead sulfide is exhibits another color. On the basis of color, the total froth is separated. The froth is separated. So, okay, this is the separation process of froth. And then the resulting froth is collected. The resulting froth is collected another beaker. The resulting froth is collected with another beaker. The resulting froth is collected another beaker. This is the resulting froth. Okay. The resulting froth is collected another beaker. The resulting froth is collected with another beaker. So the required froth is wetted to produce pure sulfur. So this froth is wetted to produce pure sulfur. Pure sulfur. So this is a concentration method. So the sulfide ore is taken, so that sulfide ore is converted to pure sulfur. Means the remaining impurities are eliminated. That is the importance of, or that is the main use of froth flotation method. Okay. Once again, recall in this method like froth flotation method. Okay, students. Now today I am going to discuss introduction to concentration methods. Concentration method means the removal of impurities from ores. That process is known as concentration methods. Now, some of the concentration methods are observed: hand pickling method, washing method or gravitational method, magnetic separation method, leaching method, MacArthur Forest cyanidic process. Now, first I am going to discuss froth flotation method. Students, froth flotation method is used. The amorphous form of sulfur containing ore is converted to pure sulfur and remaining impurities are eliminated. That is the importance of froth flotation method. Construction process of in this instrument, first one beaker is taken. That beaker containing amorphous form of sulfur containing ore. So the dotted lines are indicated as amorphous form of sulfur containing ore. That ore added with a few amount of water and then rotated by using rotating paddle after some time to produce few amount of froth. Do not produce large quantity of froth. So in that situation, by the addition of few amount of froth collectors like fine oil and sodium ethyl xanthate to produce large quantity of froth. So and then automatically few quantity of froth activators are added to produce maximum quantity of froth. And then the resulting froth is unstable. Generally or naturally, spontaneously, the resulting froth or natural froth is unstable. So this is easily collapsed within short time. In that situation, that froth is maintained some stability by the addition of froth stabilizers. Froth stabilizers like aniline or cresol. These two components are added, that froth is maintained some stability. That type of components are known as froth stabilizers. The stable froth is separated another beaker. So some situations, so the individual amorphous ore containing two or more sulfur containing ores. In that situations, froth depressions or froth separators are added, the resulting froth is exhibits different color. On the basis of color, so the individual sulfur containing ores are separated. Okay, that reagents are known as froth depressions. Okay, anyhow, that is out of matter, but the resulting froth is separated with another beaker. This is another beaker. The resulting froth is separated another beaker. This the resulting ore is wetted. So the resulting ore is converted to pure sulfur. The resulting ore is converted to pure sulfur. Finally, this process is observed. So the amorphous form of sulfur containing ores are converted to pure sulfur. The amorphous form of sulfur containing ores are converted to pure sulfur, and remaining impurities are eliminated. That is the main use of froth flotation method, but this technique is one of the concentration technique. Especially the froth flotation method is only concentrated for sulfur containing ores. Okay, this is a explanation for froth flotation method.